is health and staying healthy. What have you done during the off season that can ensure that you will stay healthy as you can throughout the course of the regular season?
Same thing I've been doing. Just got to make sure that, I don't know, it's a matter of if you're going to trip on somebody. A lot of my injuries last year, I stepped on somebody's foot or ran into somebody. So got to control what we can control and, get the treatments that we can at the times, listen to your body, and keep moving and see what happens.
Next, Kelly.
Hi, good morning, Kawhi. Kelly Johnson with Fox 11. Would love to hear your thoughts on the new NBA player participation policy.
What are they?
Just, I know that you've gotten a lot of flack for, load management and just, only resting certain players, in certain situations. So just would love to hear your thoughts on that.
I just don't know the policy. What is the policy though? Just
okay. I'm going to ask you a different question if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. No, it's totally okay. Just would love to know how you're feeling, if you did anything differently in the off season that maybe you hadn't tried in previous off seasons.
No. You try different stuff every year. Every year is a new journey. So every day. So you do new things, but you gotta, just keep going. There's nothing new that happens. You're either going to get hurt or you're just going to be lucky enough to, play games throughout the playoffs or the whole regular season. So, with that being said, if you're not injured, people play basketball. So nobody isn't just trying to get to a certain amount of games or, at least me. I'm not trying to get to a certain amount of games. I'm trying to play the games that I can play. But if I'm hurt, I can't play basketball. So the last 2 years been unfortunately for me. I got hurt, tore my ACL. Then at the end of the year, tore my meniscus. And that's just basketball. I'm a two-way player. Play hard, so injuries are going to come up. I'm not out there just walking around. I play both ends of the floor. I see the best players on both ends every night. Either I'm guarding the best player or the best player is guarding me. So whatever happens with that happens. If injury comes, that's what happens. I'm in NBA.
Thank you. Beth?
Kawhi, in regards to the league policy, I think the gist of it is that they want their top 50 stars out on the floor every night if possible. And given that, I'm just wondering if you feel an obligation to play every game.
No, I'm not a guy that's sitting down because I'm doing a load management. When I was with the Raptors, it was different. I was coming from an injury, and you have to know the details of a doctor. But if the league is seeing or trying to mock what I did with the Raptors, then they should stop because I was injured during that whole year. But other than that, if I'm able to play, I'll play basketball. I'll work out every day in the summertime to play the game, not to sit and watch people play. So no league policy is helping me to play more games.
If USA Basketball asks you, would you play in the Paris Olympics?
Yeah, I wanted to play this summer, but I had other obligations, and I had to leave early, so I wasn't able to go. So we'll see what happens.
We're going to get the microphone over to Tomer.
Hey, Kawhi, good to see you. I'm just curious if this summer was at all different for you coming off the rehab you had last year versus the rehab you had this year.
It's totally different. ACL is whatever. You're tearing a ligament and meniscus is a quick cleanup. Well, at least for me it was. So it wasn't a 8-month process of trying to build a leg strength or build a tendon back. It's just more of just letting that swelling get out the knee, and then you're pretty much good to go.
Given some of the contract situation, this team, how long you guys have been together, Do you feel like this is a championship or bust year? Do you allow yourself to put that kind of pressure? How are you approaching this season mentally?
I mean, my goal is to try to win every year. So I'm not, looking into, what's being said. Whatever happened is going to happen. So my focus is on this season to win a championship like it is every year.
Brian?
Kind of a follow-up to what Tomer, I'm over here to your right. Last year coming in, I think we were all curious how long it would take you to kind of regain your form. Were you at all curious at that time, and now put yourself in this position knowing how you played the last half of the season, so to speak? Do you have more of a sense of what you're going to be able to do on the floor than you did maybe a year ago?
I mean, I'm always confident in what I could do. It's all based on how I'm moving and, how I'm feeling the next day. So, last year, started the season probably, weird, not starting, then to starting and playing 5-minute segments. So even if I started anybody healthy, if you start that, it's going to be up and down. It's going to be hard to find a rhythm. So, once I was able to get to those 30-plus minute marks, or when I'm playing consistent minutes throughout the whole 4 quarters, you start seeing the type of basketball I could play. But if I'm coming in playing 15 minutes, you're not going to see it, because I'm not a guy that's going to come in trying to shoot 15 shots in 15 minutes. I'm trying to win a game. So some of those games I shot 3 times. Some of those games I shot 4 times. So 2, 5 points, you start seeing that consistently. Like, I don't know if he could play still. But once the 30 minutes came, the game laid out for itself. So, and right now I feel the same way. If they're going to be starting me with 30 minutes, they're going to be able to see me play.
Hey, Todd. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Kawhi. Because I'm right here.
Sorry.
Because of the lineup flexibility with you guys, also like last season, a lot of forwards, a lot of guys who can play the 2, 3, and 4. How do you view your position? Do you think of yourself still as a 3? Do you want to play a little bit more of the 4? Does it even matter to you at all?
I don't know what position I've been playing since probably the last 6, 7 years. It's really a positionless league. Depending on your coach and how he wants his offense ran, and some coaches like their 4 to bring up the ball. With the point guard, sometimes the shooting guard is initiating offense. So it's really pretty much the best players today just put them in the game and put guys around them and figure it out who can help the best players' weaknesses out. So I feel like that's where the NBA is at today.
Going to you right over here. It was such a rushed introduction to play with Mason and Russ and Bones after the trade deadline last year for you guys. What do you feel like having a full training camp and a longer time to play with them will help you guys accomplish this year, especially Russ, having him in the starting lineup with yourself?
Bring those guys in late. I think, obviously, learning a new offense, defense. So it's team chemistry at that point. How quickly can you mesh with each other? And, pretty much the same thing now, but they're starting with us. They're coming through the whole process of learning our, offense from day one. I think that's going to help out a lot. Just having Russ here, backup point guard and Bones, having 2 bigs to start the season is going to be big. Is going to be great for us. Last year, we were up and down at that point guard position. We only started the season with 1 big, so it was very tough. And then obviously with me playing inconsistent minutes early, it was very tough for the team. Hopefully just having all the pieces that we need now and that we have, we can have a better start.
And one final question for Kawhi, the gentleman here in the front.
Hey Kawhi, LT goes to TG Sports TV1. From a defensive point of view, do you feel like with the players you have right now that you guys can be one of the top teams on defense this year?
Yeah, I mean, we should be holding ourselves accountable to that. Being one of the top 5 defenses in the league once it's done. Defense wins the championship, so we got to be on the same page if we want to be a top tier team.
Thank you, Kawhi.
Yeah.